upstairs neighbor stomped like a dinosaur, so I made his apartment think it was haunted. You know those old apartment buildings where the floors are basically hollow drums? That was mine. You could hear a coin drop, a sneeze, even someone gooning, which I will never forget. I even know the exact video he was gooning to. Bro had, taste not gonna lie, gooning to Addison Rae. But this isn't about that. This is a story about a man I'll call Todd, as intimately as a Fitbit knows its owner. Every night at 1:07 a.m., Todd began his ritual, stomping laps, chair dragging, and what sounded suspiciously like bowling ball drops directly over my bed. Not walking, stomping, like the floor owed him money. I tried being a human first. Went upstairs with a peace offering 6-pack and a, hey man, any chance you could keep it down after midnight? He gave me the gold standard neighbor smile. Lots of teeth, zero intention. Yeah bro, totally, he said, already closing the door. The truce lasted 48 hours. Then the T-Rex returned from migration. Harder, louder, stronger. I started counting steps like an archaeologist timing aftershocks. Week 2. I was a raccoon in daylight, puffy eyes, jittery, fueled by gas station coffee. My manager at work asked if I'd taken up MMA. I explained I was losing cage matches to an upstairs mammoth. He suggested earplugs. I suggested arson, quietly, in my head. I kept a noise log because I'm petty and organized. 12:53 a.m., drag, 1:11 a.m., slam, 1:26 a.m., hopscotch. On Friday, a particularly majestic thud rattled a picture off my wall, and I said out loud to no one, okay, if you're going to live like a dinosaur, I'm going to haunt you like a museum. Phase 1, atmosphere. I slipped a tiny Bluetooth speaker into the hallway vent outside Todd's door. Same model my friend uses to prank his cat. I built a playlist of barely audible noises, distant footsteps, a soft door creak, 2-second whispers like toot, and I'm still here. The volume was set to is that real, or did my brain make it up? Like a museum. Phase 2, light flicker. Our century-old building had shared hallway circuits. One flip of my breaker and the corridor lights hiccuped. I waited for the exact moment Todd's keys hit his lock each night and gave the switch a polite tap. Blink, pause, blink. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make a superstitious brain do push-ups. Phase 3, bathroom seance. Every night at 2:03 a.m., Todd performed a sacred pilgrimage to the bathroom. I aimed speaker number 2 at the ceiling above his. At 2:02, I played the sound of slow, dragging feet traveling from one end of the room to the other, followed by a faint, single knock. Not a bang, a knock. Polite ghosts are scarier. Within 3 days, behavior changed. The stomps came later, then lighter. I saw him in the lobby and he had that hunted look, eyes scanning like the building owed him money now. You ever hear like weird air noises? He asked the mailboxes. I shrugged. Old building, I said, patting the wall like a dog. I kept it subtle because subtle is sticky. A coat hanger gently ticking inside his closet. String through the vent, thank you fishing line. A 3 a.m. phone notification chime he swore he didn't set. Speaker number 3, 1 ping, done. Once, while he was FaceTiming a friend in the stairwell, I flicked the hallway lights and let a whisper ride the air. Don't. He hung up so fast his phone squeaked. The stomp era was ending, but not fast enough. So I scheduled final night at the Orpheum. I chose a thunderstorm, nature's soundproofing, and my alibi. At 1:55 a.m., rain battering the windows, I launched the sequence. Faint footsteps above his bathroom. A slow sink drip sound, though his faucet was off. Lights blink in the hall. A long hallway sigh, then silence. 30 seconds of it, thick as velvet. Finally, in the softest, deepest voice my speaker could render, I breathed one word. Leave. What happened next was slapstick ballet. A chair scraped. A drawer slammed. Footsteps running. Door open, door slam, keys fumbling. Then the frantic percussion of someone descending stairs 2 at a time while wearing regret. At 8 a.m., a moving truck idled at the curb. I watched from my blinds like a Victorian widow as Todd and a buddy carried boxes with the speed of men who have seen a curtain move by itself. He didn't make eye contact. He did walk around a puddle in the hallway like it might be holy water. He was gone in 8 hours. No goodbye, no keep it down, no security deposit inspection. The landlord texted me. Did he say why he broke the lease? I replied, creative differences with the building. The new tenant moved in 2 weeks later. Quiet. Soft slippers. Diffuser. Smells like eucalyptus and good choices. We met in the hallway. She apologized for the noise her potted plant made. Reader, I nearly wept. Before you call me a monster, 2 things. 1, I asked nicely. 2, I never touched his stuff, entered his apartment, or messed with anything dangerous. I gave him the exact level of ambiguity he gifted me every night, just moodier. My rent includes walls. I decided mine would be performative. Now I sleep. My coffee consumption is back to human levels. My manager asked if I'd quit MMA. I said, ghosted it. Moral, when diplomacy fails and stomp stars roam, you can either buy thicker earplugs or teach the Jurassic upstairs that the building is older, weirder, and more committed to the bit than he is. Also, invest in tiny Bluetooth speakers for, ambience.